The poems of Lydia Riantee are brimming with truth and with beauty. I'm happy to say she's with us today, so please open your hearts to Riantee. Voila.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emmanuel. That is great.
Hello. Riantee Lydia. I'm Adrienne, and I'm currently hosting this meeting this evening. I'm very, very excited about it. Having read, lost them now. She opened a Waldorf school. My daughter went to a Waldorf school. And then you travelled with Mardiah and Redmond Gleeson. God rest them both. So I'd love to hear some of that at Q&A. I don't know your poetry well. It's just that you've got an amazing background in education and in friendship and clearly in verbal dexterity. So I'm very excited to listen to what you have to say this evening. And hello, finally. Okay, show. Do you want to start? I think you're 20 minutes and then we do Q&A. Is that right for everyone?
Can you wave when it's 20 minutes? I may.
Yeah, or someone can. Is it being recorded yet? Okay.
Okay, so my first poem is when Corona, when the isolation because of the virus started to be serious, I started getting little messages from Corona. So the first one was Crown with Corona. Corona wakes me up every morning and crowns my head with many jewels. Each day, each hour, each moment a new one, like mirrors to reflect myself on. Count my blessing, yes, my blessings. When fear invites the worst possibility, Corona always gives me a choice. At this instant, it could be heaven on earth. Heaven being the place where everything fits, where there are no mistakes, or hell on earth, where nothing fits and everything is fearful projection. Guess what I choose? Do I know what it means to totally fit? I have known the feeling when the constant flow of life passes through all things, penetrating each and moving on, weaving form on the beat of infinite creation, following the rhythm of the eternal breath, informed by spirit, creating new shape and experiences for my enjoyment, the entertainment of the divine. Do I know what it means when everything fits? I have been to that place with no interstices between things, not the slightest margin of delineation, all perfectly merged into a whole. And still, little me, a body mind dancing, receiving and giving, kicking and wiggling to tickle creation into laughter, just like a giggle that passes through me and initiate the big cosmic laughter which joins the souls in mirth. The moment I open my eyes, Corona calls me to manifestation. My seeing births things, my breathing matures them, and each small detail of every instant takes a voice, a tiny voice in every tree, every leaf, every flower, in every cup of spoon, every ladle, every pot or pan, every step, every move calls me to creation. I have so much time, all the time in the world, and more. No rush. Anything that needs to be born will come to me in due time, at the perfect place. I have to do nothing but allow revelation to extend knowledge, and knowledge is where everything fits. The other one is a little, it's called Unintended Pets. A cloud of flies all summer long buzzed around windows, twirled around light fixtures, giving me much aggravation irritation, condemnation, grab a rag, chase them out, swat them down. But suddenly it's winter. Most flies are gone. One remains. Two actually. Unobtrusive, reassuring, discreet to the point of invisibility, but visible enough in their slow, heavy flight to become familiars. Household pets, possibly. Now I notice their round, fuzzy button, their spiky hair, their iridescent wings, their features like friendly aliens, tiny heads, big bulging eyes, beaky nose and mouth. I label them wise, knowing. I even feel some love for those little flies during the winter days when it's cold and gray. They add warmth to the house, contentment to my heart, like my two purring cats lying on the couch in front of the fire. They belong. They are one of us. In the dream of time and space, everything is a question of perspective. We can choose to see what we want, how and where we want it. But really, there are only two choices, fear or love. The one in form or the one in space, eternal, benevolent, limitless. In the love perspective, I feel tenderness for so inventive a live theater that makes a big fuss about very small things. I have much affection for those so intent on doing, they forget they can create by just being, just like those little flies. Okay, the point. You have slept too long. Open your eyes. See the fervent flower by your bedside. Look at creation through your eyes. She who has birthed you to this world and will birth you out of it. Receive the love she diffuses and let it fly out with the song of the lover bird, that mid thrush that calls you on summer mornings to follow it to the end of the world. Open your eyes. Who you believe you had things to do, that you had a point. The point is that there is no point in trying too hard or trying at all. For wherever you strive to reach a goal, to accomplish something, you step out of the now, fall into separation, join the illusion, miss the flow, contract, constrict, compress, and having lost the knowledge of being accomplished, you can't in survival mode. Yes, mother of all, lend me your eyes, for wherever I try hard to remember, I have already forgotten everything. Forgotten that I can create any experience I want on this day, just being. Okay, this is a walk with Mark. Is it the delightfulness of the profound or the profound of delightfulness? That's the question we ask ourselves. Together, we set out to find out, skipping playfully first on the light of being, then on the fullness of awareness, of aliveness, stumbling on the pro that remains to be found, serendipity. Together, we know the path to take along the ocean, path where we see eye to eye, feeling enlightened, profound, delighted by a slender branch silhouetted against the sky, by the shimmering light on the water, and later by a taste of plum blossom as I drink the drop that clings to the tender filaments after the rain, and the tongue collects this expanse of knowledge to quench the eternal thirst. Children, we are proud, for that is the way to live our life, profoundly delight, insouciant interest and innocence. This is a poem I wrote about two Subud helpers who passed out about about 6 months ago, same night. It's called The Passing. It was stated from the beginning of the world that Kendrick should let go of holding his molecules into form, and Rasuna should allow herself to dissipate later that night, so quietly when everyone was asleep. The color of friend lit their path but did not give direction. They had to find it for themselves in the winds of water, in the slanted sound of light, in the silence between notes from which music can ascend, in the intersection where all things cross and continue on. They had to allow the unknown to reveal itself, call for it in a nameless tongue. They had to take the Creator's responsibility to manifest in all realms of possibilities and let themselves dissolve into love's expansion. No longer are they only the favorite childhood verse, the tear of their loved ones, the kids trailing behind, the regrets, no longer the bloody history of their country, no longer their buffoon president, no longer the flower dispensing its immense scent, nor the stunning bird defying the laws of gravity, the ocean reclined, the wave that believed it was separate, for they are now all of that and so much more. They accept the journey from the mother's womb into the world of shapes. They accepted the journey from the mother's womb into the world of shapes. The spirit borrowed the body but grew into solidity and struggled to emerge to form out of that friendly shelter nourishing fluid to enter the cocoon of beliefs and ideas and concepts and lessons, the world of separation, individuation, the world of learning, of career, science, politics, corruption, of stories, horror, fame, revenge, crime, passion, and personality, and specialness, and judgment, the world of fear. Separated from their source, their being, they condense into more density, loading on the burden of ancestry, of history, the belief in having to survive that created the necessity of evolution. The human paradigm was in place. Finally, the worn down body readies itself to shade its skin of accumulated learning and educated knowledge. The struggle to push through the narrow opening brings on the old dread of leaving the familiar for the unknown, but the being ready to emerge out of the cocoon chooses love as a vehicle and defies density. Using the winds of revelation, it takes flight into the freedom of discovery, ceaselessly creating as it goes the now of universes. Sorry. I think I'm okay. The next one is called Manifesto. Yes, we have the right to be happy, the right to be lucky, the right to enter the creative cacophony, the right to be perfect, sinless beings, created equal to each other and everything else. Yes, I have the right to have fun, to relish the miraculous life I am given, revel in the privilege of existence, experience, presence. I have the right to bring my biggest vessel and be filled by the ocean daily, the right to love everything I meet, the right to sing, to dance, to take my chances, to always open my door, even to the undesirable. Yes, you have the right to the great adventure of life, for no day on earth is ordinary, but more, it is your duty to be happy, to have fun as you embark on the great human odyssey. Not to accept those rights would be sacrilegious, ungodly, not to enjoy them fully. So I give thanks to all I am given to observe, for my reverencing mature things and sanctifies them. All creation has called me to create as God does in extension of love. When I am one in being with the source, I can only share, for my giving is received to be given again and again as I become a clear channel for the life force. I know the universe, I know God as myself. I am the one in the face of the many. Okay, the next one is called The Protest. Yes, I protest the life that has given me no life. The circumstances that have made me a victim of a belief that was not mine, of a belief that was not mine, of a fate that did not belong to me. I protest the things I did because I thought I had to, and the ones I did in rebellion and resistance. The books I read because I had to learn and was told it was the only way to acquire knowledge. I protest the enlightenment I sought that made me blind to the light, that light that shines within me every moment to be rekindled by words, by flame, by rock, by the shimmering whisper of the river, by the sparkling scale on the ocean skin, the velvet of your voice, the twinkle in your eyes, and the smile forever stretching beyond the limits of the unknown to be known by the love of my friends, brothers and sisters in the circle, my ancestor, my children, all my relation, by the love of the mother and father always with me, so close and yet so far, when I forget to step out of the heads to the moss, the shoes, the prison of who I thought I was, through a door invisible to me, but always open as a reminder of who I truly am. That door now so wide and welcoming when I walk into your circle.
How are we for time? Do we want
Excuse
one
me?
more?
One more?
5 minutes.
What do you think? Can you put thumbs up if we want one more? How are we? Yes. One more, darling, please. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Measures. Every time I am not totally at ease with another, I am inauthentic. Whenever that other is not at ease with me, I am inauthentic, a sure measure of my beingness. Any time I cannot receive a compliment without embarrassment, I am in fear. When I am unable to return a tribute without hesitation, I am not my true self. Every time I am not in love, I miss the point of me. The temptation of human existence waves a fearful flag in front of my eyes and takes me into stories. Worries, fatigue, concern, planning the list for tomorrow, the things to get done, the obligation, the deadlines. I say hello, I say goodbye, I bypass the now, I leave it behind, I trudge ahead, I look back, I stumble, I fall. Only then do I look around, and finally I see. In the silence of contemplation, I receive the purification of my fears. A mist penetrates the wall and dispenses its goodness to the atmosphere. I recognize the possibility to take the shadows in, to embrace them all. I pull myself all the way to the end of the darkest darkness. Then, with a rubber band effect, I shoot it all the way into the brightest light. I forgive myself. I am forgiven. I baptize the now. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful sharing that I'm sure I speak for everyone here we've really, really enjoyed. I think now is a question and answer time. which
Okay.
I'm in fear of because I've no idea how to do it. There are so many people here. So I think if you
Ask for hands raised.
badly, hello, raise thumbs, hands, wave.
Adrian.
Who's that?
Adrian is Stefan.
Hi,
I was
Steph.
just saying, hi. I was just going to suggest exactly what you said.
Yeah,
Get
that's
people
all
to
right
put
then.
their hands up.
So do you want to start with the question for Lydia?
Well, just a comment. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Keep my door open even to the undesirable. I haven't quite got there yet, but I like that aim.
Thank you. Yes. Who's next? Anyone else wants to wave madly at me?
And please
Hello,
unmute
iPad
yourself.
says. Unmute you. Hello, chat. I don't know where.
The one
Hello.
who's waving, can you unmute yourself?
I think you have to unmute yourself. I can't
Click
unmute you from here.
on your screen and then look bottom left.
Little red.
It says mute,
It's an
unmute. Yeah.
unmute. There we go. Is everyone unmuted? No. No, it's not
You need to-
unmuted, darling.
You need to
Move
unmute
on and then
yourself.
come back.
Hello?
Now we
Hello?
we
Are you
move on
unmuted?
and
Right.
Hello.
So we move on and just come back to you. Who
Yeah.
next would like to ask a question?
You're unmuted now.
You're unmuted.
now unmuted, yes.
Yes,
We can hear you now.
I can hear you. What's your question?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
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 Oh, I
Question.
just wanted to say that it's exquisite as always, and such a wonderful way to frame the life that we are in, to unframe it into freedom.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You got it.
You got it. Any other comments or questions for Lydia? Hello, Rohana Salom.
Love to see you.
have to unmute yourself.
Are you publishing this?
Yeah.
Is there any way we can access these things written?
I am not yet. No, I have been thinking of putting together a book of poetry. I have some very old ones, but my new poems are not being published. And I keep postponing, you know, things take
Maybe
precedence.
put them on SICA, on the SICA page or something.
Can we?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do
Yeah,
that.
that would be kind of nice to be able to, because sometimes reading access other parts of the brain.
Oh, yeah, I know. Poems should be read aloud and also seen online. I think it's
Simmer
very-
with. Sometimes
Yeah.
we simmer with the poem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate very much your invitation, Riantee. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, me too. I hope you come see us.
I hope so.
How are you?
I do hope so.
Emmanuel, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, I think I have. Can you
Yes.
hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Lydia Riantee, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
When did you realize that English is your language for poetry?
That is an interesting question. I basically started writing fairly, regularly since the time I was 13. At that point, I had something difficult going through, and I realized by writing it down, that was like a purification, and I didn't have to carry it anymore. So at that point, I was writing a journal, and I was very attracted to poetry, and read a lot of poetry at that time, and published my first book of poetry in French in Paris. It was published in Paris. Then I met my husband in Spain and moved to the States, and realized that the language I was using the most was English. It was, that was my daily language. And I started writing in English, And I found that at that point, I had more communality with that language. It was closer to what I was feeling and wanted to say, which the French would hate to hear me say that, because they think French is the very best. But for me, English was actually taking precedence at that point. And I was about probably 22 by then, 22, 23. And I have written in English ever since. When I go back to France, I get a bout of writing in French. But it only lasts for the time I'm there.
Well, it sounds wonderful with the French in it. It just sounds really beautiful. I'm fascinated that you think in English and write in English. It's wonderful. Holani, you want to ask a question or make a comment? Can you unmute yourself?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
How happy I am to be here and connecting with you, Riantee, and to hear your beautiful, beautiful evolution of your work. And my question is, there's been a shift. I feel as if you have you so embody everything that you write. It is it's the energy of what you write, and the content is so true to who you are in the moment. And I'm experiencing a change in the energy.
Someone's phone. Sorry,
your message of loving and appreciating life has always been there. The joy in the sensuality and the beauty around you has been my experience of your writing for as long as I've known you. But something else has changed now. It's almost as if you really have moved from being an observer and a personal experience of what you're experiencing to that unification, that wholeness that you write about now. Can you talk about that a little bit? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. There has been quite a transformation in me as far as that kind of stuff. It's like, it's true. From observing, I am becoming. You know what I mean? I am becoming. I am not just looking at things out there. I am those things. And it's an amazing liberation in a way. I feel like I am liberated from fear, from much of my judgment. I mean, not entirely. I'm still human in many ways, but I feel such freedom. I'm not even afraid of the virus. I'm not afraid. Nothing. It's just acceptance, pure acceptance. That's what happened. That has happened to me in the last 10 years, maybe. And, and surrender to the now, accepting what is, and knowing that everything is right, perfect, at the right time, at the right, place. And that's, as I said, this is a total liberation. Thank you for getting it.
Thank you, my darling.
Thank you.
I love you.
It really comes through in the writing. So a lot of people have put in the chat, when are you going to publish these so that we can read them at our leisure and really absorb them? Is that on the horizon at all, Lydia?
Yeah, I will publish them.
Good.
I will make a little book.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Heather. Can you unmute yourself, or are you okay?
Hi.
Yeah. Hello.
So I just wanted to say to Riantee, thank you so much for inviting us, because it was so nice to hear your poems in your own voice. I've read some of your writing, and of course, we've had many conversations, but I haven't heard you read your poetry in your voice. So I really, really enjoyed that. So thank you. Thank you for reading them.
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah, I love to see your face.
Does anyone else have a question or comment? I don't know where you are. Slawati, hello. Hi.
Hello.
Oh, this.
Just hear you.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, just.
Yeah. I just have a comment for Lydia Riantee. I just love the chosen words you have to express your place in the universe.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. Karen, are you trying to come in?
Luco, are you
Karen,
trying to?
who is next coming in? Can't see whether someone's waving or not.
Yeah.
I'm Luco.
Oh, yeah.
Harpia, where?
Oh, okay. If you hear me, just to listen to you, Riantee, for me was like there was a lot of giving from you here. I received a message, and well, that's mainly my point here. Just, I received a message through this reading, and something you leave. You are very happy to leave to us and to share, and it's going to stay. You know, it's going to stay in our mind. It's going to stay in our life. So it's a lot of giving I felt. That's all.
Thank you, Luco. This is my nephew, my very favorite nephew.
Ah,
She's my favorite tata.
Ah,
yeah.
Hi, Luco. Nice to meet you. And yes, a great deal of truth in that. I just really feel given something which I need to cogitate on and learn from over a period of time, which is why I keep nagging about, are we going to see it? But I think, is Rosalind trying to say something? Yes, hello, Rosalind, hi. Can you unmute yourself? Can't hear you. Can you unmute yourself?
Yes.
Yeah, great, thank you, hi.
Hi. Oh, Riantee, it was beautiful. And I am so admiring of how you take spiritual teachings that we've been studying together and put them into real description of life, you know, and how you live it with your life, and how much I've learned from you, from extending love to everything and everyone around you. And I so appreciate that. And you just create such a beautiful picture of what we are trying to achieve in oneness, and instead of separation. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. My name. You were asking me if I was going to put some of the poems in writing, you know, in a form that could be. Right now, I am working on something else, which is very interesting for me. It's a little book. I am writing. I am a story about a cat. It's a children's story, and a wonderful illustrator, Richard Weiss, made incredible illustration. It's like it's going to be it's just coming out right now. It's called Mimi the Cat, and it's for children, and I am really enjoying writing children's story, I must say. That might be my next step.
What is the title?
You want to say something? Okay.
Riantee, what is the title?
Excuse me?
Mimi the cat. Mimi the cat.
Mimi the cat. I want it very simple. You know, it's going to be a series about cats. And they are actually true stories, about amazing stories about cats, which I put in a little, you know, form for children to read.
How will it be available?
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Riantee, how will it be available?
It will be available, well, we'll put it online. Richard, are you there?
Where's Richard?
Yes, Richard
Sure.
is here. I see Richard Weiss.
Yeah,
Yes.
we are.
Here.
I think we are going. It's going to be on Amazon for sure. You know,
Oh, okay.
and we'll advertise it on what do you call it? What everybody is on.
Facebook.
Facebook. That's right.
Good.
You know, we'll advertise, but it's going to be on Amazon. It's not quite out yet. So I'll let you all know. I think it's going to be a delightful little book. Richard is a great illustrator.
Yeah. But how about the poems you've read to us this evening, Lydia? Are they going to be made available for us to read at our leisure?
Well, yes. I'd love to make them available, but through SICA, you mean?
I'm not sure, but I just really would like to be able to read them at leisure. You could even just sort of have them scanned in and sent out. I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. We'll take care of that in SICA.
Good.
Ismana, can you answer that? Ismana?
Yes, we will take care of that. So we will publish them on our website, and if you let us know your email, we can send them to you as well.
Great.
So I connect with you, Lydia.
Okay.
Elma, would you want to say
Riantee.
Hi.
It was so lovely to hear your voice and your poems, and I loved the one about the flies and looking at all the creatures as our pets. We just had an ant invasion this morning, so I can relate. I love you so much. It's so good to have you in everybody's home, and your poems are amazing. And the coronavirus one nails it. That's the experience we're all living. So, and lastly, I want to say the poem about having fun. Thank you so much, because that's something I'm really feeling to do. And my time living with you up there in Mendocino, that's what we did. And that's sort of the Subud life that I was reared in with you and Lilia. And life is supposed to be enjoyed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Otherwise, you're missing the boat. So thank you, my love.
Thank you. Hope you come soon.
I'll call you.
Okay.
Didn't Frank Zappa write a song about Mendocino, Emmanuel? Da 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 da, in Mendocino. No?
Yeah, there's a song.
Yeah. Good.
You know, one time.
There is. Riantee, is there a dinosaur rock on the coast there?
A dinosaur rock? Not that I know.
Un rocher qui rassemble un dinosaur.
Huh.
Maybe not.
No?
Not that I know. Anybody know?
Next time.
If you say it in several languages, it will appear.
Le son au roc qui ressemble. I don't know how to say it in Portuguese.
You have to ask a little kid, because they will find a dinosaur wherever.
Ismana.
Yeah.
Ismana.
Yes.
Who is the next poet on Zoomuse?
It's Ahmad Miles.
Okay, good.
Ahmad Miles, and Paul will be the host for Ahmad next week. Ahmad from Canada. On September 4th.
September 4th, all right.
September the 4th, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Au revoir, Lydia.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Thank you so much.
Is everyone happy?
And take good
Great session.
Great occasion, you know.
Take good care of yourself.
Good health.
Really, take good care
I
of
feel
yourself.
much better after that reading. I didn't think I could do it.
It's a healing.
I feel better.
So we'll send you lots of love and healing energy.
Yeah.
Thank you
Love,
so much.
Riantee. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Lots of
I love you.
Talks.
Mm.
Mommy.
Bye-bye.